We're live, and I'm going to have a guest on my show today who happens to be a friend, a client, and also a colleague who is a Grow Live master. And if you want to be a Grow Live master like me and Colleen, who's going to be on our show, all you have to do is join the Grow Live Academy. That's hosted by my good friend Ken Walls, and I will post a link right now. It's in the comments. All you have to do is just hit that link right there, and you can join and learn how to go live like me and Colleen are about to do. So give me 1 minute. I'm going to bring Colleen on, and then what we're going to talk about is I'm helping Colleen sell her house in the Austin area in a town called Kyle, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Hey, Colleen.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, thanks for joining my show today.
Happy Thursday. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah. So like I was saying, Colleen and I are both in the Grow Live Academy with Ken Walls. And so we wanted to go on and do a little collaboration today because Colleen has a house in Kyle, Texas, which is around the Austin area. And I have a real estate business that sells homes all over the country. So I'm going to help her sell her house in Kyle, Texas. And we're selling it to the best and highest offer on what day is it, Colleen? Is it June 1st?
Oh, wait, isn't it?
It is June 1st.
June 1st. Okay.
You need to be more excited about that. So look, we're going to talk more about Colleen's house.
It's kind of been a whirlwind, Cody, to be honest.
It has been, hasn't it?
Yes. So forgive me.
And I want to talk about that. Okay. And the reason I want to talk about that is because you're not selling your house traditionally like most people are right now. And what I mean by that is you're not putting a for sale sign in the yard and just putting it up on the MLS and waiting for a buyer to come in and give you an offer. Correct?
Right.
I think good.
Which has been just amazing, honestly.
Let me ask you some questions. I made some questions that I can put up for everyone to see, and then you can answer them because I wanted everyone to gain an understanding and an appreciation for where you are as a seller in the program. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So what was the scariest part of deciding to sell your home at auction?
I think just in my head, and a lot of people that are trying to sell their homes or going to be in the future, always we're taught to just go the realtor way, right? Get a good realtor, get someone and so that's what I had done. I'd reached out to a few people that I know that are realtors, and then I saw you on Ken Wall's show, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool, because what's really been scary for me is since my mom passed, and I don't know if how do I say this? If realtors or the city's allowed to give out information about deaths, because since my mother died, my phone has been blowing up with realtors, like people I don't even know. They're like, we drove by your house and we want to buy your house. Yeah. I'm like, there's not even a for sale sign, So I just thought, what, this is going to be the best decision for me. And I prayed on it. And, the Lord told me that I needed to go with a third party because I just have too much going on right now. My daughter's about to graduate from high school. I'm about to move 1,600 miles away. I've got a house to fix up. I'm overwhelmed with way too much stuff. I'm trying to settle my mom's estate still. I'm trying to get, it's been overwhelming. So yeah, it was a godsend. And the Lord told me to take the leap of faith and do it.
That's good. And he's smart. He's the smartest person we know. But what Colleen said originally was she was just going to use a realtor because that's all she's ever heard of. That's all anybody's ever heard of is you call a local real estate agent or a friend who's a realtor, and that's just what you do. And Earl Nightingale says 19 out of 20 people have no idea why they wake up, put their boots on, and go to work. They just do it because everybody else does it. And so that is the question I pose to everybody, including Colleen, and that is, why just use a realtor? Why just take a couple of pictures and put them on the internet, or actually a lot of pictures and put them on the internet, as what realtors are doing now? And so that was a good question, or a good answer to that question.
And not to sidetrack you, but I did consider doing it myself.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't want to pay, 3%.
Oh, Colleen,
I started
can
looking
you hear
into
me?
it, and of course I had some.
Good.
Am I there?
Yeah, yeah. You broke up for a second.
Anyway, I had a couple people kind of, the naysayers. They're like, "Oh no, there's no way you can sell it on your own. There's too much paperwork involved." And of course, the fearmonger got me for a second, and then my husband and I talked about it, and he's like, "You know what?" He's like, "You need less stress. Do what's best for you. Get a third party so you don't have to deal with all this BS." So that's what I did.
Yeah. Well, your husband's right and he's smart, but ultimately, if you can find somebody, not just to take the headache away, but if you can find somebody who's going to bring that 3% that they're charging or more because of their marketing and their tactics and their ability, then they're worth the 3% you're going to pay them, right?
Right.
That's the way I like to look at it. And that's a good question to bring up. There's a lot of realtors that did contact you. I'm certain of that. And I'm excited to hear about a lot of buyers that have contacted you. That makes me happy. But my question is, you had a pretty broad range of value given to you from different realtors, right? Like almost $100,000 range of value, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And we're talking, that's like a 30% range of value given on her house. And that's hard to forecast and think, what am I going to do in the future if there's a 30% variance that could happen? So my concept is this: if the house is really worth, I'm just going to say X because I don't want to give away my opinion. If the house is really worth way up here, then the buyers aren't going to let it sell for down here. The buyers don't like each other. They don't want some jerk down the street buying a house that's worth $500,000 for $400,000. No, I'm going to buy it for $450,000. And so my program does that. It gives the buyers the opportunity to tell us how much the house is worth. And as a byproduct, that creates an arena that the buyers have to compete on. So if the home's really worth way up here, they're going to push it up here and maybe beyond. And at least this is the only way to get beyond. Because if you tell somebody what you want, and you get that, you're not going to get any higher. So Colleen's doing the best, in my opinion, taking the best step forward, because now we're confirming, and we will call the other realtors and we will confirm with them afterwards what the range of value is or what the actual market value on this property is. But she's allowing the buyers to tell us what it's worth. And I think what they're going to find is that it's actually worth a lot more than what they initially thought of the property. And that's what our program does, is it increases the initial thought value of the property in the buyer's minds. So let me ask you a question. One last question before we sign off. Minute to do it. What has been the biggest difference between me and those other realtors that called you? In terms of, now you've signed the contract with me, we're going to list it, we're doing everything, but what has happened since then that hopefully has been a positive? I'm hoping it's positive since I'm asking right now.
Oh, just your genuineness and your authenticity has been amazing. You guys need to reach out to Cody. Seriously, like, I text him probably 5 or 6 times a day some days, and he always answers me. He says, "I'm busy. Can I get back to you?" And I'm like, "Yes, thank you, Lord." But yeah, just, you've made it such a calming experience for me, because I'm already hyper and stressed out and have anxiety a lot of the time. And, I'm OCD, like I told you yesterday. I'm trying to make everything perfect. And you have just been a godsend, because you calm me down and you're like, "It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Just take one day at a time." And I don't think there's anybody on the planet, that has done that for me in terms of realtors that I've talked to already. Except they just want to follow up and like, "Where's my money? Give me my money."
Yeah. Well, I want that too. Don't
sell
forget.
my house, and that's all they care about. So,
all right, Colleen, I'm going to sign off before our 10-minute mark so I can put this on LinkedIn, because it was a really good interview. But hang out, because I'm going to talk to you as soon as I hang up, okay?
All righty. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Share this out.